It's like a dream of mine to completely blow out and like have to restructure my knee.
We've communicated and said, you know what? Lion tastes good. Let's go get some more lion.
Cindy! The TV's leaking!
McLovin?
Yeah. Today is Thomas Cup's birthday, and this is Project X. Yo.
Oh God, it always does this. It always does this, where I think I'm stopping the music. Okay, I stopped it. Oh God. All right, well, hello. Welcome back to another episode of Birdcore. As always, I'm your host, Sam Birdcore. And also, as always, I'm joined by my producer and my lovely friend, Kit Corsini. Kit, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm excited for this episode.
Really?
Yeah.
I hope so. I'm excited for this episode, too.
It's going to be a good one.
It is. And that's because we have a lovely guest today, one that I have anticipated essentially since the season started. And I gone out for coffee with this guest, and I said, hey, I'm doing a podcast. I would love to have you on as a guest. And without hesitation, she said, absolutely. So who is she, you ask? Well, she is an award-winning Canadian actress. She has amassed an audience of over 1 million followers on TikTok. She's one of the faces of UGG Canada. She was in the Jonas Brothers documentary. And she might be Hosier's biggest fan. You've seen her on TikTok, you've seen her on the big screen, and get used to seeing her face and remember the name because she is on her rise to stardom. Ladies and gentlemen, somebody I'm very lucky to call my friend, Paige Evans.
Thank you, Sam. Hi. Thanks
Paige.
for having me.
No problem. Thank you for being here. Is that a ladybug?
A ladybug.
Whoa, that's crazy. On your hand.
On my hand.
Are you giving it to me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get it.
Here.
Wow.
That's good luck.
I hate ladybugs.
Why
It is
do you
good luck.
hate ladybugs?
I don't know. There's something about them that doesn't do it for me.
They often pee on you.
Well, I'm hoping that's not the case now. I can't feel it, though. That's crazy.
I know.
Oh, my God.
They're just two little legs.
It was just on... You were saying?
They just have little legs.
I know.
You can't feel it.
It was just on the desk?
Just chilling on the desk.
That's crazy. When I was 14, I think, there were like 2 ladybugs on my ceiling. And I was having no part of it. And I went and I slept in my mom's room.
No.
I was 14 years old.
Just because of ladybug.
Just because of ladybug. I always say that, my mom and I always say that, eventually, I'm going to let the little fella down. My mom and I always say that, one day later on in life, when I'm older and my mom has, passed on kind of thing, any ladybug that I see in my life, it'll be her coming into my life. That'll be her going to give me a reminder she's around.
That's so
if there's
sweet.
a ladybug that comes along.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's your mom saying, hey.
Yeah, she might be saying what's going on.
What's going on?
Yeah. I hope the audio levels are okay. Kit, do you hear us in the headphones? Do you hear me in your headphones?
I do. Do you hear me?
I don't hear anybody in my headphones.
Really?
Oh, yeah, but that's because I had it turned down. Now we can hear everything.
There we go.
Oh, my God. Hey! It's so nice to hear everybody's voice. Okay, good. Oh, that's amazing. Well, Paige, thank you for being here. How are you?
Of course. I'm really good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
You were traveling.
I was traveling? I guess a little
You were in Miami.
bit. Yeah, I was in Miami back in October, yeah. I went to Miami for a football game with my dad.
Did they win?
Oh, no. God, no. No, they lost. It's pretty bad, actually. It was it was a blowout loss. But I expected it.
Are they just bad?
Yeah, they're just a bad team. The New York Giants, that's my team.
Why do you like them if they're bad?
I'm a third-generation fan. I have no choice.
Oh, you're born into it.
Yeah. I do have a choice, though, actually. When I was younger, I used to be a fan of their rivals, the Dallas Cowboys.
Ooh, yeehaw.
Yeah, exactly. And then very quickly, I was like, why am I doing this? Like, my dad's a Giants fan. My grandfather was a Giants fan. I should be a Giants fan, too.
Were they once good?
Yeah, they won like the Super Bowl twice when I was alive in 2007, 2011, and then twice like earlier on. So they have been good, but now they're bad. There's a team in the league now, the Detroit Lions, that have their best record for the first time since JFK was president. So they were bad. Now they're good. But that's like, can you imagine being so bad for so long? Like, imagine you're a big fan of a team and they're terrible. Like your favorite volleyball team. I know volleyball's your league, but are there volleyball leagues?
Mostly school, university and whatever. But there's not. You can't really go and just watch a volleyball game. But my dad tapes all of them, so whenever I go home, we watch a lot of volleyball.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You guys have a good volleyball team here.
Yeah.
Do you watch?
I don't.
You
haven't-
should. It's so good.
Really?
It's so entertaining.
I've seen some basketball games, but not volleyball.
Put basketball to shame.
Okay, really?
Yeah.
But I feel like it's. I feel like it hurts because you gotta like go down like on your knees on like the court. Like that would kill.
Knee pads.
Yeah, I guess so.
You get hip, like for your hip bones.
Yeah.
Whenever you slide down, you'll get like burns from the floor on your hips. Yeah, but it's worth it.
Yeah?
Because then you can like pancake it, which is you put your hand on your ground, you slide, and then the ball hits off the top of your hand, and then it pops up. So it's like when someone does it, it's sick.
That's a pretty cool.
It's sick. It's better than baseball. Oop.
That is literally insane.
We got a pitcher on our hands.
Yeah. He's a lefty pitcher too, which is very rare among pitchers, from what I understand. I don't know baseball that well. I
Yes,
played
it
for 2
is.
years with my friends. A lefty pitcher.
I was a bat catcher when I was maybe 4 or 5 years old.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I played on a little boys team.
Really? That's so fun.
Yeah.
4 or 5 years old.
Yeah, I was a baby.
Wow. I feel like bats are too heavy at that point for kids to even hold.
T-ball. Well, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
but I did it just because my brother did it, and I want to be like him.
Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's good. My brother doesn't play any sports. He likes to play video games.
There we go. Shout out brothers.
Shut up, brother. So, Paige, I remember I first knew who you were. It probably would have been, I think 2 years ago or maybe 3, like during COVID.
What?
Yeah. No, I've known who you are for
Why'd
a while.
you never tell me this?
Well, the reason is because you were like famous on TikTok, and I was like, okay, this is a famous TikTok person, and I'll probably never end up being friends with them and having them on my podcast.
Here we are.
But no, but I absolutely like recognized your face because there was one video you posted that went. You know which one I'm about to say? It was I'm not going to flirt with it,
Yeah, you don't gotta say it. I know.
but that's the one.
I know.
That is when I first started like seeing you, like kind of blow up. Is that the video that
Yeah.
that kind of helped with your rise to fame?
Yeah. It was just like a random video I had in my drafts, and I posted it on like in the beginning of COVID. I was with my parents, and I just posted it, and I woke up, and it was like 1 million views when I woke up, and I'm like, what the heck? I'm like, this video, like, it was so random. And then a bunch of people just started creating and like doing duets with it. And then like Papa John came in. Papa John did a photo, got me in. I was in Daily Mail because of Papa John.
Wow.
Daily Mail. It was like 54-year-old Papa John flirts with 22-year-old actress Paige Evans. I'm like, holy.
Oh my god.
I was having like celebrities DM me for the first time, and I was like, it was a new thing, and it blew up, and now it's at like, I don't know, like 25 million or something.
That's wild. Talk about
I know.
overnight. Overnight. What's the term? Overnight famous
success.
Overnight success. Yeah.
I don't know. It's so weird. Like social media and acting for me are just, I don't know, they're different worlds. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's mostly what people be like, oh, you're the TikTok girl. And then they'll just know me from that. And it's like, it's just, I've heard it so many times,
Yeah.
the audio, that every time I see it, I'm just like, yeah. And I'm like a baby in it. I'm like COVID. So
Yeah. Well, you say at 22. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you don't want to be the TikTok girl, right?
No.
You have bigger aspirations than that. Mm-hmm. I was listening to the podcast that you did, the name of it, Creator Culture, and there was a particular clip that stuck out to me, and I know that you posted this clip as well, and you were talking about how when you started acting, you did it kind of in the hopes of someone coming across and being like, oh my God, this is a Canadian person who is being like this big on social media and this big at acting. It's very important for you, that Canadian aspect of it. Am I right? Mm-hmm. Why is that? Why, like, I know you're so proud of you want to like uplift Canadian acting, and you want to be able to put that on a pedestal.
Totally. Okay, for me, I'm just tired of all of the actors moving to go somewhere else for film. Like, I just want film to come here and cast Canadian actors. And like, even with theater too, with plays, I went to a play yesterday and I looked at the playbill and everybody was American. And I'm like, if it's coming to Toronto, if it's coming to Canada, I want to see Canadian actors up there. I want to see people that I know up there. I want to, like, you know, we don't have to continue to cast American and come here and film. Like, we're so good. Mm-hmm. We're so good. And we always just get looked down upon, and I don't know, but I think we're underdogs. But I just want film to come here and cast like good Canadian talent. It gets me so frustrated. Like, you don't got to cast in America. You don't have to, and then bring everybody here when we have a bunch of people here that are like, they're trained, they're ready to go, which is also kind of frustrating too, because a lot of people sometimes that they get opportunities and they're not trained, and then the trained actors are like sitting and watching these people get opportunities that you didn't train for, and it's obviously like you got success, like crushing it, but it's hard when you put in like all the hours and then someone just gets like a role that you would have wanted. Yeah.
Does it happen to you, or have you found yourself in that situation?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's not much that you can do about it. Like, people are going to watch it if you have numbers. So, but people are going to know you from being on social media, which is why it's like such a fine line for me, like social media and acting. I don't want to be too vocal on topics that are like I shouldn't be vocal about, because I'm still like an actor, like I still want to get cast, so I have to watch my mouth, but I still have to stand up for all my Canadians, and I'm trying to be a voice for people that are like scared to use their voice and be like, why are we not casting Canadians in Canada for acting? Like, everyone thinks this, but everyone's too scared to say anything because we're working actors. Like, we don't know when our next job is.
Yeah.
So,
You don't want to kind of jeopardize the possibility.
No.
Is there a side of you that you would like to post on social media that you're holding back because of that?
No, I think I'm starting to be more vocal about it. And ever since I did, like, the people have responded beautifully to it. Like, a lot of Canadians are like, thank you for saying something, and I'm like, yeah, this is why I'm doing it. But then at the same time, I'm also like, I've said it once, like I shouldn't continue.
It's like, Sam, can you ask a different question, please?
I'm like, anyway, so baseball. I'm like, favorite movies.
That's funny. Okay, so I won't give you the hard-hitting questions then. That
you can give me the hard-hitting questions.
No, I mean, one hard-hitting question I have here is, do you say cabin or cottage?
I say cottage.
Okay, yeah. Kit and I were talking about it on the walk here. We were like, because his friend. That's the hardest hitting question I have for the show.
I love that. That's funny.
Kit was saying his friends from out west in BC say cabin, but like and then we said cabin is like the kind of thing that you have to go trekking far into the woods to get to.
Mm-hmm. Cabin, you're gonna die.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah. Cabin, you're in the middle of the woods and you gonna die today. Cottage is more like entertaining friends, a good pine tree.
Yeah, go swim in the lake.
Yeah.
Cabin is, who is that outside? Yeah.
Have you ever seen Hush?
No. I feel like every time you ask me, have you seen this movie? I say, no. No. Hush. I've seen Don't Breathe, but I feel like that's probably not the same. Have you seen that one?
I haven't. Oh, is she something?
No, it's a guy who's blind, and these people break into his house.
Oh,
and then he ends up like, he ends up, I guess, kind of like kidnapping them.
Okay, so Hush is similar.
Yeah.
Hush is, she's deaf. She's deaf, and there's a guy who wants to kill her outside, and he's like banging on her, and she can't hear anything. So he's trying to get in, and then she figures out that he's trying to get in, but you can't hear anything. So it plays with sound, like it's quiet all around you, so it stresses you out.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That must have done pretty well in the when the awards were for
sound.
It must have been. Like I've seen. Have you seen The Sound of Metal? The drummer who's deaf.
I started it, didn't finish it.
It's the same thing in terms of the sound. Like the sound editing is unbelievable.
Yes.
He's
in the band, and then he goes to the doctor, and he's like, I lost my hearing, but I'm in a band. It's that? Yeah.
And then it's his perspective. It's a good movie. I would recommend finishing it.
Yeah. His acting was great. I remember that.
Yeah, it was very good. He was nominated for best actor that year.
As he should.
Yeah. And I don't know his name.
I know.
But you know who we're talking about.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah, thank you.
I wonder where he is now.
He's somewhere. I've seen him in other stuff.
Good. He's successful.
Yeah, I hope so. We're rooting for him. Let's
Amen,
put it
brother.
that way, yeah. So speaking of successful, I when I met you, it was at TIFF. Mm-hmm. That was your first TIFF premiere.
It was.
Was it not?
TIFF, and then when I met you, it was like the last.
Yeah. But the year prior, when Something You Said Last Night was premiering at TIFF, that was your...
Yeah, my big thing. Have you seen it yet? Oh.
I knew you were going to ask me that. And I knew I was going to be like...
Sam.
Shit. No, I know. But it's on my list. I have my list on my phone of all this. I
Sam.
know people are like, "Wow, this guy didn't do his research. Didn't even watch our movie." Yeah.
How many times did I text you saying, "Have you done your research? Or are you gonna ask good questions?"
I think 3 times. And that's what, like, this. Usually, I'm not nervous before doing these, but today I was telling Kit, I was like, I'm nervous for this one today. Like, this was the most nerve-wracking episode for me. I think because I have so much respect for you, and I wanted to make sure that I was respecting your time wisely, and B is because you were texting me going like, make sure you have all the good questions ready, and I was like, oh my god, okay. So I was like sitting on the couch, do my research.
I'm happy that I made you a little bit nervous. That
Yeah.
makes me excited. Thank you.
Yeah, not many people make me nervous, so
Thank you. So you haven't seen the film?
no.
That's okay.
I want to watch the film. I've told you, I've told you I'll watch the film.
I'll believe it when I see it, Sam.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll send you like a selfie of me on the couch watching the film.
I would love to see it.
Yeah.
I'd
You know
love to
what?
see it.
I'll watch the film tonight. I'll put it on the record. I'll watch it tonight.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Okay,
I don't want to
fair.
get my hopes up.
Fair. I have
Yeah.
to write. I have to finish one paper tonight, and then it'll be the next thing I do.
Okay.
And I'll make sure producer Kit holds me accountable.
Kit, you got to watch it too.
What's it about?
It's about this family that goes on vacation, and you're like a fly on the wall in the cabin. No, it's a beautiful cottage. It's a beautiful story about a family, and yeah, that's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
You got to watch it.
Good way. Yeah,
You
it's
got to
good.
watch it. I heard that there's some good acting in there.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but Tiff was crazy.
Yeah. So take me through experiencing Tiff as an actor.
Yeah, dude. Luis, our director, called for the very first time in like August, I think, and she was like, "We're going to TIFF," and I was like, "Oh my gosh, like TIFF,
Yeah,
like that's
TIFF.
it's
It's
crazy.
a big
it's
deal.
crazy."
Yeah.
So I started like getting the outfits because you got to look fine on the carpet for
Absolutely.
TIFF, like fine.
Yeah.
So they gave me like a month to prepare, and I got my outfits, and I did like 3 days of press. I got to do press, Sam. Sick. Like I got to get my hair and makeup done at Elevation.
Yeah.
And I looked hot. Like just know I looked so good. I was wearing this pink pantsuit, and I had my hair and makeup done. I had fake eyelashes on. Ooh. And I went to E-Talk, and I strut into E-Talk, and I felt powerful, and I felt like it was right. Like I felt like it was it's where I'm supposed to be, you know?
Yeah.
And I did multiple days of press without even seeing the film. Never saw the film.
Oh, really?
So I didn't really know what I was talking about. I knew that I was telling about my experience of being on set, which is amazing. It's what got me into the union.
Yeah.
And this is the first time that I've really read a story that I was like really intrigued by, and the writing was so special. Because there's a lot of fluff, you know? And this has heart, and you could tell, like just from reading it, I was like, I just wanted to work on it. So the fact that I booked it, I did like 5 auditions for it, and I found out I booked it when I was on my first movie set, and I had a terrible day, and I found out that I got it, and I was like, man, no better feeling than getting that call.
Made the day a bit better.
Yeah.
When you say 5 auditions, like a 5-step process?
So I got the initial audition, and then the casting director came back and said, "We love this, but they said we want you to play the character a little bit more mean." And I was like, "Okay, I can do that. I can do a little mean." So then I changed my self-tape, brought it back to her, and then I had a call back with the casting director and the director, and then I had a meeting with just the director. And then I had a chemistry read with Ramona, who plays my mom, and Carmen, who plays my sister, and the casting director, and Luis, and all the other people. So yeah, and then from the chemistry read, I booked it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how many people? So like, it's such a competitive world, right? Acting, and I say that not based off experience, but based off of what I've heard. And when you do these chemistry reads, that's step 5, right? That would be the last or that's like one of the last steps
Yeah, one
before
of the last
knowing.
steps.
So there are also other actors who also have that chemistry read, correct? Because you're not the only one
Yeah.
who's like, in talks for getting the role. Have you been on the other side of it where you make it all the way there and you're like, okay, we did the chemistry read now, like, but then not gotten it?
I haven't.
Oh, okay. Well, then.
But
damn.
I would need to take a second because I'm so fragile. So that would hurt me. Yeah. I've gotten close. Like I've wanted things so badly, and then I get a call back for it, and I'm like pumped. And then you don't hear anything. It's like, oof, that hurts.
How do you kind of readjust afterwards?
I hug my mom.
Yeah.
I need to be with my mom for her to tell me that I'm good, and my dad too. Like, I find it so sad that it's so rare to have parents that are like supportive and loving. Like, I just grew up with so much love in my family. So that's my rock. My parents are my rock. I go back and they remind me that I'm sick. And I journal. I be in my sad. I don't try to like fix it. I just kind of be sad.
You have to be sad. You have
to feel it.
You need to feel those emotions, and especially with journaling, I feel like that's a good way of. It's like you're talking to yourself while at the same time hearing. It's almost like you're whispering to yourself, but you're also hearing you're telling yourself how to solve these things or how to be able to feel what you need to feel.
Mm-hmm. Do you journal?
I go through phases of journaling. I have a gratitude book where it's like the 5-minute journal. I don't know if you've heard of that.
No.
It's you wake up, it's like 3 things I'm grateful for, 3 amazing things that will happen today, and then 1 like daily affirmation. So, 3 things I'm grateful for. It could be like, this ladybug that popped up in the studio. It's stuff like that. And then I also do the kind of journaling where I have like a blank page and I'll just write. If I'm like, I just need to get it out. I just need to, there's too much bottled up inside. If there's no one around to tell, if I call my parents a lot, I call my mom, my dad, I'll call like my sister, my brother occasionally as well. But sometimes I just need to be with myself and get it out. And journaling is like the best way to do that.
Yeah. I sometimes when my head is too full of noise, and I'll write it down, or I also like in the middle of the night, I'll think of like a little poem and I'll just like write it down. Or mostly what I do is I update my journal, my life. So whenever I'm like a little old lady in my 80s, I can look back at my journal and be like, oh yeah, I remember I went on this podcast today. Probably write about it. It'll be in my journal. Yeah. And I just update it on my life. And then even like looking back in the next like 2 years, I started journaling when I was at college, and I look back and I'm like, I went on a date with that guy. I'm like, oh my God, like you just forget so much. And it's weird to look back at your old life. Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny to open those pages. Just like you said, yeah, like, oh my God, I did that day. And then you think back and you're like, oh my God, yeah, I did. I remember that. I was in that headspace at that time. Mm-hmm. Life moves fast, I've realized.
It does.
I feel like your life has moved very fast within the last few years. I feel like you're doing so much. You just booked a new movie, by the way. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
I saw your video where you were FaceTiming, your friends and you support people around you. It seems you have a very, very solid, foundation of people that are around you that support you, and that makes all the difference in the world.
Totally. It took a bit. I have had some brutal friendships in the past that have not supported in any way. And so when I would say their success, I would feel bad telling them about my success because I knew it would come out in like an argument. So now that I have like a really good support system, I'm happy, because I didn't for a really long time. I didn't have people around me that were happy for my success, and it's so rare to find somebody that's like proud of your success. And yeah, I called everybody that I know would be like happy and proud and excited for me, because it's a win. Yeah. And whenever you don't get a lot of wins, and I got a win, and I had my first fitting today. I just came from it. I'm excited.
That's exciting.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
What can you tell us about the movie, if anything?
It's with a good group of Canadian actors, all successful, all of different ages, and a beautiful story. Beautiful. I was reading it, and they have like these monologues of just like real stuff. And you never really get monologues. Usually they don't really give you the time to speak your mind. Usually it's just like, let's go quick with some action and somebody got some superpowers over here. But like to have somebody sit down and have a monologue and be able to act, it's an acting like based movie. And I love those. It's kind of like Good Will Hunting a little bit.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
We were just talking about Good Will Hunting
I know.
before. Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah. There's no fluff to it sounds like there's no fluff to it.
There's no fluff.
It's an authentic script.
Yeah, it's
Authentic.
written and directed by actors who also do like directing and acting and writing, and yeah, so they get it.
Yeah.
They're not making it for big production, or they're not making it to satisfy somebody else. It's just letting actors work, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I'm excited.
Is that something that you've considered doing? I know that on your socials, something I like that you do is you'll post a story and it'll be, you got nervous for a second there. You'll post a story, and for example, when you were away recently in Portugal, I believe it was, correct? And you were posting stories of people, and you would write what you would give them a story, basically. And you've been doing that a lot more, I've noticed. Is kind of writing and directing something that you would like to do down the line?
Totally. I think I would want to direct kids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I want the next generation to come up, and I want to help, and I want to be a voice in some way. I was a choreographer and a director for kids theater back in when I was in college. It feels like such a fever dream, but I loved that. I loved being able to help the youngins, and get them like in the acting mind. And I felt confident that I could have some kind of say in the acting world to help them. And yeah, I think I would want to do kids. Adults is tricky, but I would be a treat. Like I totally would. But writing is really, really difficult for me. I have a really hard time at writing, even though I love like creating little stories about people. I just find humans are just so interesting. And you can tell a lot about someone's like shoes or someone's socks. You just go and write a story about them. Yeah, I find writing so hard. I don't know why.
It's I feel like with writing, it's what I've noticed with myself at least is I've enjoyed it more, and I think I've gotten better at it when I've had more kind of life stories when I've had more experiences and more like my writing's gotten stronger when I have another voice to tell kind of thing. And I don't know, I think some people, like you look at Seth Rogen was writing when he was like 13 or 14. Like some people just have it right away. But I think the more experience you have working with for yourself, for example, the more experience you have working with these people who are very good at directing, very good at writing, you'll pick up little things from them. And I don't know, is it the same in acting? Like when you work with an incredible actor, do you kind of pick up different like techniques that they might do and bring that into your own?
Yeah. When I was working with Ramona, who plays Mona in Something You Said Last Night, you'll watch it tonight.
I will watch it tonight. I swear on... Actually, I don't want to swear. I don't want to swear on anything. Like that gets tricky, but please go on.
Okay. I remember just the cast and the director and the DOP we filmed in Aurelia. I don't know if you guys know where Aurelia is.
I know that word.
Yeah. In a very small town. And so we went like a weekend before the rest of the crew came, just so we could bond as a family before we started filming. And I remember sitting beside Ramona on the beach, and I was like, how is it being an actress? Because I was so new at it, and I was like, how is it being a Canadian actress and like living as an actor for like your whole life? And she just turned to me and she's like, can't tell you, it's a different journey for everybody. And I'm like, yeah, that's true, but like, how is it being an actress? Like, I'm so scared. And then I just got to watch her work, and I was so blown away that she's even more talented as an actress than I like ever could have imagined. I just watched. And as an actor, one of the best advice I have gotten as an actor is make your scene partner look good. Take yourself out of the equation, just make your scene partner look good. And I remember just being so focused in on Ramona that I forgot about everything. I just forgot, and I was so lost in it, and it's the best feeling in the entire world, being lost in a scene. But man, she just made me, she made me learn so much about acting, and being able to like add the stuff that she's taught me has been really helpful. And just watching actors work too is really helpful. Watching films, I love just going by myself. I don't like going with other people to watch films, because I can just like, my acting brain, I just kind of look at everything else and I don't want to care about other people. Acting, watching people act is super helpful. Also theater, like live theater. I went with my dad last year to a play, and I watched this one girl do like a 10-minute monologue on stage, and I'm like, I want to do that. What the heck? A 10-minute monologue, and you have everybody's attention, being able to keep that. Cool. But do you watch and you take notes on everybody or no?
Like if I'm on a set, or
well, you're a little bit more confusing because you have like 15 different hats that you're putting on.
A little bit, yeah.
Do you have a favorite?
I don't know. It depends. Like I have a favorite hat depending on what I'm doing at the time. Excuse me. Recently, I've been on a lot more sets lately, and I've just been enjoying that.
Can we talk about your music video?
We can talk
Sam,
about it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a big win.
Thank you. Yeah, it was crazy.
Did you get a phone call?
No, not even. I was out for coffee one day with my friend Josh Willick, who's a director. Shout out Josh. And Josh we met up and he asked me kind of right off the bat. He's like, "Hey, weird question. I feel like I know the answer. Do you want to be in a Drake music video?" And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, cool. Send me like a headshot of you, and we're going to like pile a few of them up and send them to the director, and he's going to kind of handpick who he wants to be in the video. And yada, yada, yada. I ended up being picked by the director to be in the video. And it was just kind of like a DM from my friend who's a producer. He's like, "Yeah, okay, you're going to be in the video, like expect an email address for like, call sheet and everything." And then we got there on set. Drake wasn't there. That's what people were asking me. Was Drake there? Did you meet Drake? Drake wasn't there that day. And it was like we were background actors. We were all like kind of wearing like a dog mask. And then they were like, "Okay, this guy's gonna be the bulldog. Like this guy, the hero is what the term was." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And then as we kind of got shooting, I'm like, "Oh wait, the camera's on me in every scene."
Let's go, Sam.
It was crazy. And my little sister was like, they couldn't see my beautiful Sam's face. That's what she called me. That's what she said. It was cute. But yeah, that was cool. That was a very cool experience. I feel like the hat that I want to wear the most, I like being on set. I realized that recently. I like to kind of take charge on set. I guess so. Directing that would be. Yeah. We were filming one of our projects we had to do for school, like a big final project with Kit, where he's put up against a pro kicker, and he does a very good job, might I say. Way to go, Kit. And that day, I was producing that video, so I didn't have much of a, like, I just kind of set it all up. And, our director, Ewan, it's his job is to kind of be like, "Okay, we're going to do this, and that, and let's make this shot look like that." And I kind of ended up following Yoon around all day, and I was like in his ear about, "Oh, let's do this too as well." And so I realized recently, like, that is what I enjoy doing a lot. But there's also a part of me that loves being in front of the camera.
Yeah.
So I don't know, if I could wear like 13 hats at once, that's what I would do.
There's a lot of actors that are directors too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you should be an actor.
Thank you.
But I'm biased. I want you to be like in the group.
Yeah, that means a lot coming from you though, for someone who's such a talented, successful actor.
I don't know.
As well.
You've never seen me act.
Hey, whoa, hold on. I've seen TikToks. I've seen self tapes on TikTok that you post, but that was a crazy call out. I have to say that's fair.
My bad.
That's okay.
Tonight will be different.
Yes, it will. After I finish my paper, it's
I
one of those.
I want to know your thoughts though.
Okay, sure.
I want like detailed thoughts. I'm the kind of person that if you send me some of your work, I'm going to give you some criticism.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be like, this is what I like, this is what I didn't like, this. I want you to do the same to me.
Okay.
Some people get butthurt when I give them like the notes and they're just like, "Oh, I didn't ask for that." But makes you better.
Yeah, you have to be able to take feedback.
Right? Give me some feedback tonight.
Okay, I'll give you some feedback. Absolutely.
Okay.
Do you take feedback well? I feel like you take feedback
I want
well.
feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's how you get better.
Exactly. That's what you did in school. Like your professors would be like, I like this, I didn't like this, fix this. And I got that. I'm like, okay. And now when it's just me and a camera and a reader and I just send off my tape and I'm like, I don't know. I want some feedback.
Yeah.
But you never get feedback. But a callback is feedback.
Yeah, that's true.
Booking is feedback.
Yeah.
So you just never know. You just send a tape thinking that you're never going to hear from it, and then you do, and then here we are.
Yeah.
But being on set is the best feeling in the entire world.
Yeah, I really like it. I'm going to be on a set this weekend as well.
Sam, for what? You're booked and busy, huh?
A little bit, yeah. Yeah. Oh, kid, I won't be able to watch Sunday football with you. I'll be on a set. I'm sorry.
I'll come over, Kip.
There you go.
I know nothing about football other than Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift.
There you go. That's all you need to know, according to social media.
Yeah. I know the percentages of everything, too. Like, he does better when she's there.
Yeah.
He's a handsome lad.
He's a good-looking guy.
Yeah.
And his brother was a nominee for Sexiest Man of the Year or Sexiest Man Alive, I think.
It's personality.
Yeah.
Well, not that he's not.
Have you seen his brother?
I have seen his brother.
Yeah.
Have you seen the podcast?
I've seen clips. Yeah. His personality, that's what did it for him?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Like, yeah, they're both just so inviting. I feel like I'm part of the family a little bit.
Paige Kelsey.
There we go. I don't know how to throw a football. My dad taught me once how to spiral it, and I was like 9, so.
And then you lost it, or?
Yeah, I'd want to kick it. I feel like I'd be a good, what is that? What's that one that kicks it?
The kicker.
Ooh, big name.
I'm sure you'd be a good kicker.
Yeah. I love sports, so I'll be able to figure it out.
Okay, good. I feel like you asked me something right before the whole the Travis Kelce. Oh, Sunday.
being on set.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. A friend of mine is producing a short, and I was like, I met up with him for a coffee. He was like, hey, we're going to produce a short later in November. You know, do you want to come and...
Wait, when was this?
It was before you and I went to that cafe and they took pictures and videos for social media and never posted them.
I looked at it too.
Me too. I looked at it today.
I looked at it. I was like, all of a sudden, you know when things just come in your brain? I'm like, did they ever post? They never posted the photos. What are they doing? Why are they gatekeeping it on their phone?
I don't know. I guess
they were sick photos.
They were good photos, yeah. So Paige and I went out for a coffee. It would have been, I think, early October. And we were at, it was Forget Me Not Cafe on Adelaide Street. And we were there for, a good amount of time. And the social media person, or the person working there who happens to be logged into the socials, I don't think there's a hierarchy of, employment at a cafe. She said, hey, do you guys want to be like on our Instagram? I was like, we were like, okay, sure, no problem. So they took like candid pictures and candid videos of us just conversing and drinking our coffee. You actually didn't get anything that day.
I never got a coffee. I sat down and we just didn't move.
Yeah. And I had my blueberry scone and my cappuccino.
You did, and I had a little bite of the blueberry scone.
It's a good scone.
It's a good scone.
And so those pictures were never posted.
They never got posted.
Never posted.
Curious, though.
Yeah.
We probably looked sick.
I guess so. But she had asked us, do you want me to send them to you? And we were like, oh, it's okay.
Yeah, I know.
But at this point, maybe we should have gone like, sure.
There was one shot with a bike, and the bike looked cool. Kate, continue about you being on set.
Yes, my friend is producing a short this weekend, and I will be a background character in that.
Do you have lines?
As well. I don't think so. I don't know. I might. I think there's only like 4 of us who are background characters, and I know like 1 or 2 of them have lines. Maybe I'll just speak.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
move up. Go from an extra to a principal actor just by saying a few lines.
Yeah, they'll be like, who's this guy though?
Yeah, and then your career takes off.
Exactly. Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
I always think back at the commercial that you did where you had the accent.
Oh, the cowboy accent?
Dude, you gotta be an actor.
You're gassing me up too much. I don't think I've ever had a guest gas me up as much.
I do my research before coming on to anything.
Thank you.
Yeah.
As do I. A heavy hand in research. But yeah, no, I've since I was young, that's always what I've like deep down. It's that gut feeling. You know when your gut is always right?
Yeah.
It's the gut feeling. My gut feeling has always been, oh, I want to act.
I'm happy to hear that.
Thank you, yeah. And I feel like I'm slowly taking I guess, a different approach to it because I'm doing this stuff on camera. I'm making these skits, but I'm not taking I feel like what is the traditional approach of like you get an agent, you get sent to auditions. Like, I don't know why I haven't taken that step. I've spoken to some people and I've gotten like some people be like, yeah, sure, do this audition tape and send it to me. And I've pushed it back, but it's not that I've pushed it back because I didn't want to do it. I've pushed it back. I think I've prioritized like school or work or whatever else because I don't really know how to I don't know the process of sitting down and doing an audition tape. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, I think you were telling me like you gotta get the ring light and backdrop with no color, stuff like that. But yeah, I just gotta dive in.
You're writing your own story.
Yeah.
With social media too, it's just a different world that we're living in. You don't have to go to school for it. You don't have to get an agent all that much. Like, you obviously still need a manager or an agent to do anything, but you're writing your own story. And I think it's more fascinating than the traditional route. And you're putting out stuff that like supports you in the creative realm too. It's not like, what is he doing here? Like, it builds you up a little bit.
Yeah.
And it lets you be creative too. And that's just what you need. You got to use your creative mind. How
Yeah.
lucky are we to have creative minds?
Yeah.
And we're passionate.
We are, yeah. It helps.
It helps.
Definitely.
People that don't have a passion or a dream, I'm like, oh my gosh, my heart. That's one of my biggest fears is like not being passionate about acting anymore, not being passionate about anything, like losing that because it's so special.
Was there ever a point where you had gone too long without booking anything that you were like what's going on? Like, is this should I do something else? Like,
Yeah, all the time. I'm still like, it's just such a fragile thing. Yeah. When I don't book, when I don't audition, I'm like, I just don't know how long I can keep up with the silence. Like, it's the silence that gets me. I pour everything of what I am into a self-tape, and I love my self-tape. I'm always so proud of my self-tapes. I work with my friend Nick, and he helps me, he challenges me, and I like that. And then I submit it, and I'm proud of it, and then nothing, and then silence. And then I'm like, oh. And truthfully, it has quite literally nothing to do with you at all. You probably crushed that self-tape. You probably did an excellent job. It's just you were too young. And that's it. And I'm still trying to take myself like out of it. And there's a quote that Nicki Minaj says one time, and she's like, to a little girl. And she was like, you have to know who you are outside of your career. And so many times I've only been focused on my career and I forgot to live. And then only recently somebody pointed it out, and they were just like, okay, but yeah, you have to start a career and you have to build your career up, but like, you're forgetting to live and you're forgetting to love. And I'm like, oh shoot. So yeah, it's a fine line, but all the time, dude, I went from 12 years old to 20 without booking a single thing.
that's a long time.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that I could be on set. I thought acting was auditions, and I loved it. Now auditions are like a little bit scarier because I got rent to pay and chicken to buy, you know? But yeah, I went a year and a half recently without booking, and now I just did. And am I number one on the call sheet? Nope. Am I going to be on set for 3 days? Absolutely. And I'm pumped about that. Just being present and getting to create a character. And yeah, it's the best feeling. But I question every single day if I'm in the right place or if I did the right thing. And I don't want to think about it too much because then I just spiral. But yeah, I'm here and I'm talented, and I'm banking on my talent, and I'm banking on myself. And that's the only thing I can do.
Yeah, that's probably the number one thing you should do too.
Yeah.
I feel like having that confidence it means everything.
Everything. Yeah, like when I send in my audition, I'm like, I know I'm the best actor. I'm the best actor that they're going to see.
Yeah.
And that's just my goal for it. Even though it might not be, but in my mind, I'm the best actor you're going to see.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
The same way you should look at, I feel like that's how people should look at any career. Like applying for a job, you're like, I'm the best candidate.
Yeah.
Whether they take me or not, like I'm the best. Them not taking me is them losing out on who would have been the hardest worker kind of thing.
Confidence.
Yeah.
How'd you learn your confidence?
Oh, wow. How did I learn my confidence? I think the support of other people. Anytime recently, I've been doing more stuff, more interviews with people, and I kind of text my mom before I'm like any words of encouragement before I kind of go and do this. And her answer is always, "You're Sam Bird." And that means like just me. That's her way of saying like, this is what you do. Like you are authentically you. Just go be you and do what you know and think is right and what you want to do. Whatever you choose that is the right thing to do, you'll be doing that the best you can, and that'll help in whatever you're doing. But that definitely, like my mom, my dad, like just people who have been supportive have kind of told me like, oh yeah, I am that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I hate that we have 1 minute and 15 seconds left
No,
before
we
we kick to
don't.
the studio. Yeah, we do.
Do we have to get kicked out?
Yeah, there's a show that's in here right after us. Doesn't that suck? In 30 seconds, can you tell me who is Paige outside of acting?
She's a listener. She's curious. She cares a lot about other people, but she always puts herself first. She loves her parents. She loves silence. And she's a sick actor.
You nailed it. You nailed that even in 20 seconds. That was
I
perfect.
don't know what else to say.
That was great, though.
I'm
I think
bashful.
you said a lot today, and I know I speak on behalf of Kit and myself and everybody who's listening that we really appreciate you being here today. And I think you had a lot to offer.
I really appreciate you having me.
Anytime.
I think you have one of the coolest minds that I've ever met.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's
Kit,
so
you
nice.
didn't say a single word, so
Just
Next
producing.
He's just working on the cameras.
next time. Thanks for having me, Sam.
Thank you, Paige. Thank you, everybody, for listening. I have 12 seconds here. We'll be back next week at 5 o'clock on spiritlive.ca. This has been Paige Evans. Paige, thank you again.
Thank you.
Goodbye, everybody. We have such soothing voices, don't
I
we?
think so too.
Yeah, okay. Bye.
Ooh, ASMR.
It's like a dream of mine is to completely blow out and like have to restructure my knee.
We've communicated and said, you know what? Lion tastes good. Let's go get some more lion.
Cindy? The TV's leaking.
McLovin?
Yeah. Today is Thomas Cub's birthday, and this is Project X. Yo.